Hey everybody, welcome to Livin' It with Scott and Kat. You have reached us on January 10th, episode 10. Happy everybody could join us. That intro, who do we have to thank for that, Catherine?
Coley Gray.
That is right, Coley Gray.
He provides all of our intros and outros, and we never even asked him. He just hooked it up.
Yeah, he's always sending us some cool stuff. So any of the little fancy intros or outros, special thanks to him. He when we first started the channel, he goes, "I'd love to support you guys in any way I can," and he was sending those. So we certainly put those to good use. So thank you, sir. Always glad that you've been part of our community. We chat often. So welcome to 2024, everybody.
Happy New Year!
Like I said, this is episode 10, which is unbelievable that this is the 10th. I can't believe that I got Kat on camera 10 times because she was extremely camera shy at first. Still a little bit, but she's an episode of 100. She'll definitely be back in full motion. So we just got back from Las Vegas, which we will talk about that a little bit more. Good times, bad times. So you know how that goes. But we got a lot actually to share from our Vegas trip. We are certainly happy to be here tonight. Thanks to all of our awesome subscribers and our audience. You guys make all this possible and give us, good times to look forward to. And special thanks to our Patreons. Like we promised, exclusive content. I'm in the works. I'm going to be dropping a video here in the next day or two on the Patreon channel. Charles, our newest Patreon member. Thanks, brother. You just signed up yesterday. We certainly appreciate the extra support. If you guys seen the short that I posted earlier today, I picked up another pair of the Klipsch RP 1600s. Those are for my dad for a system that he's working on building. I will be sharing my thoughts and impressions and everything on those on the Patreon channel. So look forward to that here in the next couple of days. But we appreciate all of our audience, no doubt. So
yes.
You can also what's tonight's we're breaking barriers tonight because we're actually now we're not the most technically, even though I get into home theater and stuff, we're not the most technically advanced podcast out there, but we are recording the Spotify as well. Because when we first started the channel, a few of our friends are like, "Hey, we really want to listen to you guys and support you guys, but don't care about using YouTube and stuff like that." So we actually started the Spotify channel about 2 months ago, and then people were complaining, "Hey, there's never no episodes on here." So we are recording live right now to Spotify.
So howdy, Spotify.
Yeah, so everybody that's on Spotify checking us out, old faces, new faces, thanks for, you've reached us on episode 10. I'm going to find a way to load all the previous episodes from my Friday night AV and from all the work that Kat and I have done. So, so just look forward to that. But so there'll be a few ways that you guys can connect and interact with us. Certainly on here with Kat and I, on Spotify, and on Friday nights, and on our Patreon channel. So just a lot of different avenues for different content or checking out the same content but somewhere else. So
what hopping on with us? Say hello. Hi, Jared.
Oh, Jared, hey man, thanks, brother, man. You've been a big supporter since day one. We certainly appreciate you hopping on and hanging out with us. How was everybody's New Year's? We just hung at home with the kids. I didn't last till midnight myself. I believe you did, didn't you? Or just after, I think.
Yeah, I think just after.
So the kids were passed out. I was passed out.
But no, they weren't. Callie was awake in there. I went in there and said, "Happy New Year." Now go to bed. Take your butt to bed.
Yeah, I was already asleep, but Cat's usually always up till 11 or 12 o'clock most nights. So not me. Not I said to Scott.
That's when I get my quiet time.
Yeah. So everybody goes to sleep. Mama gets her alone time for a couple hours to do whatever she likes. So on Spotify, you would just type in the search bar, Livin' It with Scott and Kat, and you'll see our name and our little logo pop up. So it's kind of cool. I don't understand because I'm very familiar with Spotify because we both use it, but I don't understand why on top of ours it says fiction. I tried to get it to say comedy because we try to be funny, even though we're telling real life stories. But I was looking under some other very well-known comedians podcasts, and it would say nonfiction, fiction.
We're comedians.
No, we're pretty funny. I'm sure some people are laughing at us.
Funny looking.
Man, speaking of that, who on here is going to say I need to shave? But probably Mark G if he is watching. Going to be a busy 2024 for us. Certainly excited. We got a lot going on here tonight, guys. So grab yourself a drink, strap in. We're looking to hang.
Scott's teetoed up.
Yeah. Hey, special thanks to our Patreon members for making this happen. Keeps my glass full. I appreciate you guys. This Friday night, which is funny because
Jared said, had a quiet New Year, watched The Creator.
oh nice. We haven't checked that out yet, but we've heard good things. I was just going through some questions I got emailed to me for this Friday night. So for my audio and video guys, this Friday night I'm going to be on with Dylan. I'm the owner and engineer of Buckeye Amps. Already have some good questions lined up for him. We had him lined up previously in 2023. He had an emergency come up that we needed to reschedule, but we are certainly, it's going down this Friday night, looking to hang out with him for an hour or so and just kind of dig deep into his creation of Buckeye amplifiers. I personally am very looking forward to it, and I hope you guys are too. Another big announcement that we just made the other day, Kat and I's annual event that we hold at the house. Base brings us together. We're on our 4th year of that. I announced that like 3 days ago, and we filled up pretty
It's
fast.
almost full.
Yeah, like 54 out of 60 spots we got filled. So there's about 6 spots left open. If you guys want to come, you got to reach out to us either on here or on our Facebook group, Living It with Scott Cat. Private message me, private message Cat, but we got like 6 seats left. So we certainly filled up fast. That's going to be on May 11th. Youth Man will be flying in for the event. We got people, and it blows Kat's mind that people are flying in from all over the
Yeah,
place.
it's like, to our house. What's our house?
So we got a guy coming in from Canada, Pennsylvania. One guy and his wife is driving from Pennsylvania. Another guy is flying in from Pennsylvania.
We've done that road trip before. That's a long one.
Yeah, we stopped at a bowling alley, but we had to keep all our scores by hand.
And the movie theater.
Yeah, that had the home speakers in it. Yeah, we will never forget our Pennsylvania road trip.
Never ever.
That was actually on our way to New York, which we talked about in a previous episode. So it was a time.
Yeah.
Of course, then we got Youth Man flying in from Florida. We got Guy and his wife driving in from Tennessee, Michigan, bunch of boys from Wisconsin, Indiana. So we represent like a good 8 or 9 states and Canada. So I'm certainly looking forward to just an all-day event with that like we do every year. So
yeah, into the night.
yeah, we have a good time. And Kat will be with us all night this time. Last time she had to leave, she couldn't stay with us the whole night, but
yeah, I had to go into work.
Yeah, so we will have her with. She certainly is. I mean, everybody knows her now, so it's nice having her around for everything.
I'm just the lady who writes the name tags and has people sign the waivers.
Well, no, up until last year, you made all the food and stuff.
No,
you were making a lot of food and stuff. Yeah, I mean, no, that event certainly went a lot smoother because you were helping out. So don't cut yourself short on that. We're also getting prepared for M-Wave. Kat and I will be down there for that. Going to meet a lot of you guys.
Sorry,
so for
guys,
the people,
my eyes are going crazy.
she's crying. She's so excited
excited.
for these get-togethers. She's crying. I'm gonna start crying. But yeah, we're getting ready for M-Wave. So the people that we don't meet at our house, but we still talk to on here often. I know they said, hey, we were looking forward to seeing you guys at M-Wave. So yeah, we're certainly going to be there. I'll be walking around enjoying myself. Kat will be volunteering. So it's kind of weird how that worked out. So no, cool. New Year's resolutions. Did you guys make any? I'll let Kat go with hers first, and then I'll go with mine.
Yeah, I guess mine was just to try to get more serious again about the gym, and I've been talking about that for a while to him. I'm always like, I gotta get my butt back to the gym, like serious, like I was a few years ago. So I've been working on that. I'm pretty sore. So yeah.
And once she gets in it, she don't stop, which is awesome because the dedication to stay in the gym like she does. It takes her a while to actually get back in there, but once she does,
yeah, I'm like a locomotive. I gotta just catch my speed, and then once I get in there.
But I got you good this time because I figured you out as I got to give you good motivation. We got Cancun coming up in like 5 months, so she's like, "Oh, I have no choice. I gotta go now."
I gotta now.
So no, that's the dedication that takes. And I, she
It
goes,
feels good just getting in there and like pumping the iron and
yeah,
growing
yeah.
a little muscle.
And she'll start showing me her muscles and stuff. I guess she'll be like, feel that, touch that. So
I'm really hoping that muscle memory kicks in. I'm hoping.
Unfortunately, my New Year's resolution isn't nearly as exciting as hers. So as a lot of you guys know, I've been battling with diabetes for a while now, and I hadn't
What's
really,
going on with my eyeballs?
I don't know, but I really didn't have a problem with cutting out sweets. And I've had like a couple pieces of candy like in the last year, which is good for me. No soda, no ice cream. I had some some sugar free shit. I don't really do well with that for multiple reasons. Um, so I had no problem with cutting that out, but I have a problem with cutting out like white bread. Now I'm back on like wheat wraps and stuff like that. But probably, and especially in this family, is we eat a lot of pizza, and so I don't know what I'm gonna do about that yet. I know they make cauliflower pizza. Fuck that! I ain't doing that. Um, but that's my New Year's resolutions. I need to. As I lost some weight and I've been taking my medication and I've
You were
been
doing really, really
yeah,
going
I was
hard
going
on it.
hard because it was like a huge life scare pretty much for
Yeah.
me when I ended up in the ER and started dealing with all that. And then I dropped like 25, 30 pounds within like the first month or
And you were
two.
feeling better, and then
Yeah. This is a really hard family to keep on a diet because we have kids and there's like stacks and ice cream.
yeah,
Do you guys realize how hard it is to go to? And this girl here, like this Heath cup confection, and it smells good. You got these in the car, and
Dairy Queen.
and Callie's getting cotton candy blizzards and Oreo, and everybody's getting all this cool shit. And not only do I got to go and pick it up for everybody, I got to smell it all, and then I got to go home and have a
And watch
sugar-free butterscotch disc or something. Yeah, that shit sucks. Um,
Taylor says, "Dang newbie, she's gonna be more ripped than you."
yeah. Hey Taylor, I messaged you earlier today. You didn't write me back, homie. So Taylor's been a fan since day one. Thanks for joining us, Taylor.
We love you, Tay.
So that's pretty much what our New Year's resolutions are. If you guys have one, we found that if you share it and put it out in the open, it kind of makes you stick to it a little bit more.
Yeah, we're gonna hold you to it.
Yeah. Well, we've both been guilty about breaking ours sometimes, but so this trip to Vegas, I wanted to do. I did do some filming and I did put some stuff up on like shorts and stuff like that. But what I really wanted to do was some more filming while you're gambling, which you have to ask special permission. And security kind of shot me down when I asked for that. I know they let some of the high rollers or the big influencers do it, and obviously I'm a nobody. I'm not Papa Giorgio out there, unfortunately. For the people that seen that movie, they're like, "What the hell is this guy talking about?" But but we did get some pictures of stuff that we'll share on our Facebook group. If you're not part of our Facebook group, just in the next day or two, Kat or I will. We got like 500 or 600 people on there. We chat with you guys often and drop you new stuff that's going on in our lives or on our channel. But the Living It podcast, Scott and Kat, we'll drop some pictures on there of some that we took, and I did share some shorts and stuff on there.
He's got to refer to his notes. He's got a lot of
No, I
them.
had my notes out of order. Oh no, I didn't. That's fine. Which we'll talk about a little bit. I lost my ass in Vegas, which was exciting. So
I think we've only ever come back up once or twice
Wait,
of all
wait.
the trips.
we came back once that it was a complete paid for trip. The whole trip cost like $5,000, and we came back with $5,000. Then I came back one time with the $5,000, and then with like an extra $3,000. The other 10 trips we took, womp womp womp. But we have a lot of fun, and
We do see a lot and do a lot.
we walk around a lot. We talk, and we literally we get up in the morning and we just go, and then at the end of the night we literally both just come out and just pass out because it's just nonstop.
But you got to do that because we're only usually there for like 3 days.
I got to be honest, 3 days is enough in Vegas.
Yeah,
you really don't. Kat will go out there sometimes for a week, but that's different. She stays off the strip, hangs out with a friend, and you're not.
I'm a bestie.
Yeah, the strip certainly is a lot of walking, a lot of cool shit to see, no doubt. Very, very expensive, very expensive. But
We did go off the strip this trip, and we went to Red Rock, and we got to hang out with my bestie for a night for some dinner and bingo. Scott's first time playing bingo. You boys would not behave. They were bored out of their mind. We love it.
Yeah. The problem with me is I have a very loud personality.
Yeah, and he was probably driving everyone in that room nuts because he just.
And I tried to whisper. I tried to talk shit and whisper.
No, that's not.
Yeah,
No.
and I don't know if you guys.
The room's so quiet.
It's
like
very quiet.
All you hear is them calling the balls, and everybody's very concentrated. And these goofballs are just like, "Oh my god, is it almost over?" Like just going on and on.
And it's so frustrating because they have these big electronic computers, pretty much, and it makes all these special noises when you almost have a bingo, and then you start hearing it go off all through the bingo hall, and you're like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna get it." And then somebody starts screaming, and that happens like every single time.
Yeah. We didn't even. None of us won it. There's 4 of us. We didn't win it.
Yeah, what do we have? Like 75 cards each or something.
Yeah.
So we had 300 cards between us, and none of us could win $7. But no, some of the prices were big, like $300, $500. And what do we pay? Like $40 a person to play? $50 a person. So that's it.
Oh, FYI, if you ever go to Red Rocks Casino, I think it's Summerlin, right?
Oh, I don't know.
I think that's what it is. And you go in the bingo room, they have by far the best hot chocolate. I look forward to that hot chocolate every time I go. And me and my girlfriend play bingo every time I go there. But it's hands down the best hot chocolate. We each had two hot chocolates.
Yeah, and she talked about the hot chocolate 2 weeks before we went.
Yeah, I was excited.
So it was a different experience. I personally wouldn't go play again. It doesn't. I don't know. It's very slow, and
But there were ladies in there that had their partners with them, and those partners were very well behaved.
Probably because they get beat at home.
You and Jeremy just could not behave yourselves.
Because they probably knew they'd get their ass whooped when they got home. So they're like, I gotta shut up.
Taylor said 3 days in Vegas is enough with my husband.
That's funny.
It's a lot of stuff. Just go.
And this is a Quincy. When we went to Vegas in 2023, it hailed and snowed on February 14th. The Uber guy said it was unheard of that we were shorts next. Oh, we were wearing shorts next day. Yeah, usually when we go, it's a lot milder weather or hot.
Yeah.
And I recommend. I don't know. It's really a double-edged sword for me. I like going when it's cool because I like to walk. This time my feet were bothering me, which sucked. So I couldn't do as much walking as I like. But I loved it. I just go out and I walk all day, and I'll check everything out. And Kat's a trooper. She'll walk around with me all day too. But the problem with that is then you find ways to entertain yourself that gets very expensive.
Yeah.
When it's hot out, we've always used the pool for a 4, 5, 6 hour middle of the day distraction. Yeah. So the downside is in the summertime, you don't want to walk nowhere. So even in 2 a.m., you just feel all the heat coming off all the concrete, and you're walking around sweating everywhere.
I love the heat.
Yeah. Yes. This girl.
I would rather live in the Vegas summer than in the Illinois winter.
Speaking of that, you can expect 5 to 8 inches this Friday night, Kat.
Is that man inches or is that?
Oh no. Yeah, we got some snow coming through here, so they say, which means every store around us. I don't know if you guys live in the Midwest and that, but oh my God, if you mention about Frosty farting a snowflake around here, everybody buys all the milk.
The stores are sold out. Eggs, yeah.
The snow shovels. Yeah, it's like literally it's just supposed to snow really bad for like 1 day, maybe 2 days, and people just go buy like 10 gallons of milk. Yeah. Which Kat and I both feel the same way. That's pretty ignorant. Or very rude, because why would you go in and just buy everything when it's only going to be bad for a day or two, and everybody's trying to get, like, if we need something, we'll just go buy 1 or 2 of what we need. We're not going to buy it all, and then the next person goes without.
Yeah, he went grocery shopping on Sunday, and he calls me. He's like, Walmart literally has 0 eggs. And I'm like, there's always an entire cooler full.
And I hate Walmart. Ugh.
They were out of all the eggs. I went to Jewel 2 days ago, and they hardly had anything for eggs. I'm like, man. Yeah. I don't know if it's about the snow or what.
Maybe the chickens are on strike.
Yeah, maybe.
We didn't get the memo about the chicken strike.
The FedEx man says just move to Vegas already. Man, I've been trying to tell this guy.
I can't. We literally can't be too hard with the kids. And with my career, maybe one day I told Kat, when I retire, when I'm in my early 90s and she's in her mid 90s, I have no problem with going out there.
I said I'm just gonna just live with my girlfriend in the winter out there, and then I'll come back in the summer.
That'll be very quiet. If Kat and the kids go out there every winter, it'll be very quiet around the house. But something, if you guys, which is odd, we've been to Vegas like 10 times or 12 times in the last 5 years, is we discovered the monorail, which
Well,
was,
we knew about it. We've talked about it before, but
we've never ridden it.
Yeah.
So if you're new to Vegas or you plan on going to Vegas,
We usually just walk. We Heel Toe Express it all the way up and down. There's one day we did almost the entire thing, both sides.
we walked, and what you find out very quickly in Vegas is that if you take a lot of taxi rides or a lot of Uber rides, is the cost adds up very quickly. Almost every time we go out there, we spend $200 to $300 in Uber and taxi rides. So I made the mistake. My feet were hurting, and I don't know what was going on. I don't know if it was a health issue or what, but I was having a lot of foot problem out there. Well, I get up very early in the morning at like 5, and Kat sleeps in a couple hours past that. Her coffee place, Dunkin',
is in our hotel we normally stay at, or the one right next door to it.
But where we stayed this time at the MGM Grand, it's literally at the other end of the strip. And I thought, well, I'll surprise her, and I'll walk down there and get a coffee. And my feet were literally, pretty much when I got back with the coffee, I couldn't walk very much more the rest of the trip just because I've been having an issue with my feet. So that's what brought us to the monorail. I was like, well, let's find an easier way to just move up and down the strip. So for the people that don't know, the monorail pretty much goes from the MGM Grand, which is almost at the end of the strip. You still got a couple of casinos like Luxor and Mandalay Bay and Tropicana. Those are a little bit past the MGM Grand, and it goes all the way down to Westgate, which is where Elvis performed. So, and it has 8 or 10 stops along the way. So we grabbed tickets. They were like $13 for 24 hours. You can ride it as much as you want. And it makes like 8 or 10 stops along the way. So it literally cuts down, because Uber's kind of a pain in the ass, really, if you're going short distance, because sometimes you got to wait 5 or 10 minutes for your Uber, and then they got to go around 3 or 4 blocks. They hit a bunch of lights, and then they drop you off sometimes in a parking garage or something that you still got to do a bunch of walking. So the monorail is certainly, it takes you by the Spear and stuff, gives you a pretty decent view of the Spear that you wouldn't normally get. I would have liked.
It gets pretty close, and it's a clear view of it.
I would have loved to see it at night. The Spear looks absolutely amazing at night. We took it during the day, but when you go out there, certainly just check it out, and it's cheap. And I think you get like a 3-day pass for like $20 or something. If you want to just move up and down the strip and you're not a huge fan of walking, then the monorail.
I definitely feel like we'll use that more in the future than.
Yeah, I definitely, like
Ubers,
I said, we paid $13 per person for a 24-hour pass. And I think if you only want to ride it once, they charge you like $5 or $6 a person or something. So, I was going to, and it runs often too. It runs through like it's 8 or 10 stops all within like 5 or 8 minutes. And they have 2 going, 1 going each way. So it's literally, if you're waiting for it,
almost always available.
Yeah, it's almost just within a couple of minutes. So, and it actually dropped us off right by the stage door. And if you guys
got off at
Flamingo's exit,
yeah,
and it's once you go down the stairs, it's like maybe a block away.
So has anybody experienced the stage door? I guess it's a semi-popular place. I'm not really sure, but every time because we usually stay at the Flamingo, we always, when you exit the back in an Uber, you always drive right by it. And we're like, what is that place? Because they have signs like cheap beer, cheap hot dogs. And then I'm like, one day we'll have to just check it out. And we've said that like so many times. And then being at work, was talking to several customers about it. And I'm like, there's just this hole in the wall dive bar and with hot dogs, and he actually just recently looked it up since we've been back that they have like, what'd you say, award-winning?
Yeah, they had a Las Vegas. Kay has the picture. She'll share it on our Facebook
it's just
group.
like a little roller dog machine, and I guess they have awards.
They got a gold food review award in Las Vegas. Yeah.
But they're known for like dollar beers.
Yeah, dollar bottles of beer. Hey, well, if you're gambling, it's still free like a casino because I was drinking Tito's and water. I would get it for free, but they got big signs up dollar beers like Buttermiller or $3 beer and hot dog. And it, the place is a shithole. It
Yeah.
is.
So if you're a fan of that kind of stuff, like he is, yeah.
I like I've never been big fans of like the Applebee's or Buffalo Wild Wing bars and stuff. I've always enjoyed the shithole dive bars. I'm perfectly. I feel at home and at peace there. So, but it was weird. A lot of the chairs are like missing legs, and like all the tables are like kind of tipsy. And I don't know. We sat down and we gambled a little bit, and I had a drink, and Kat took a picture of the roller dog grill. She's like, people talk about this,
Yeah,
and
I the week prior I was talking to my friend or customers about that I was going to Vegas and they're like, "Oh my god, those roller dogs." And so I was like, "I'm gonna have to take a picture for them."
I looked it up from like 11 p.m. to 3 a.m. They're like packed, like standing room only, which just completely blows my mind.
Well, I
So
mean, it's cheap. It's probably the cheapest place you can get. What did you say it was for a beer and a hot dog is $3
$3, yeah.
for the award-winning hot dogs.
So if you're stumbling around, you can get yourself
Yeah.
an extra beer and a hot dog and keep you going for another hour for $3.
Jared asked if we seen the sphere. The only sights we got on the sphere was from the
Monorail.
from the monorail. But and it was like it was quick, but it was like a really clear, close, up close view of it. We didn't because of his issues he was having with his feet. We didn't venture too far.
Yeah, it was good. Like the first day, and on I'd like to walk up and down the strip, and like I said, I went to get her coffee, and it was just. But when I got back and I like took my shoes off, she's like, "Oh, they're just like throbbing red," and I don't know what was going on with them. So I don't know. I mean, we still did a lot of walking. We certainly still did a lot
I feel
of
like
walking.
the next time we go there, we definitely need to either see something at the sphere or
I want to see a concert. We need
Yeah.
to book our next Vegas. We'll probably go to Vegas one more time this year, which will probably be at the end of summer. We'll probably catch pool season right before it ends because we've always been big on the pools in Vegas. It's always a good time. It's a great party. They always have great music, great drinks, and the layouts with the waterfalls and stuff like that. It's really a good way to just kind of soak up some rays through the middle of the afternoon. So, I don't know.
yeah, we didn't get to get next to the sphere though. Like,
Yeah, but so
other than the monorail.
we'll have to look to see what groups or what bands are playing because we both definitely want to go in the sphere. That's 100%. So this time we say
Sorry,
at
guys, my eyes are.
she's just so happy.
Yeah.
So MGM Grand, we say at the MGM Grand this year, which is new for both of us.
Yep.
It's and I didn't even say nothing to Kat, but as I was booking, I was like, man, I feel like I'm betraying my home. For some weird sense, I have loyalty to like the Flamingo and the Link.
We just like the location
Yeah.
of that one, I feel like. And my Duncan's there. Like
Yeah.
I need my Duncan. So the day that the first day, next day, he walked and got it and then his feet were hurting. So I had the Uber Eats it and they get you
Yeah. What were you paying like
$15
a coffee?
for
Yeah.
them to, but I can't live without that stuff, man.
So when I booked it, I felt very strange. I was like, man, does that even feel? I don't. Am I all right with life right now? And so I booked it, and I said, hey, I want to stay at the MGM Grand because a few things that I want to check out are at that end of the strip, and we've never stayed down there.
Yeah.
And she was like kind of cool with it. And then no shit. Later that night, we're laying in bed. She's like, are we betraying the other end of the strip by
Yeah, it's just
staying
'cause-
down there?
Yeah. And we stayed on that end. We didn't
Yeah, we stayed on that end.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we didn't-
pretty.
other
Other than me walking and us
we
taking the
didn't
monorail.
venture down to our normal spot.
So there's a lot to check on both ends of the strip for sure. The party scene and what the party scene I think is more down by like the Link Promenade and Flamingo and stuff like that. There's always a ton of stuff going on down there. Not that there wasn't a lot going down by us because the MGM Grand's absolutely packed all day and all night. We walked through there at 1-2 o'clock in the morning. They were packed. When I went through there at 5 a.m. in the morning to go out for a walk, they were absolutely packed. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of bars. There's a ton of restaurants in that
Yeah.
place. I'll let Kat give her thoughts on what she thought of the Museum Grand, and then I'll give my thoughts. I mean, we've stayed at quite a few different hotels. Like I said, it's our first time here. What did you think of the MGM Grand, Catherine?
I mean, I liked it. It was nice. It was clean. It was, yeah, like you said, it was very busy the whole time. So I tend to feel like, I think we feel like when there's a lot of people, you have better chances of winning. Like those machines are going.
Yeah,
So,
usually if we walk into a casino or something and there's like nobody around, we don't hang out there
yeah.
because we just for whatever we like. I don't know, like
I'm sure a lot of people are like that. You just feel like there's more action going on.
yeah, and it makes you just feel like there's just more fun going on. So,
Oh, we did go to the what's the next Tropicana. We never had been into that one.
Kat has you've been
Yeah.
there?
Oh yeah.
You and Cindy
I mean,
stayed
together
there.
we'd
Oh.
never been there. I stayed there years ago when I first started going out there, just because I think I got it free because of rewards from our local casino, and I was meeting my girlfriend there.
That
I don't think it was bad, but it's definitely died down.
yeah. There's not much going on in the Tropicana. It's certainly very clean.
Yeah.
But like the cashier station, there's like two people, and it's a very very small office, and
Yeah, there's not much going on there anymore.
they only have a couple like tables open. Couple, I mean, yeah, it was literally not many people.
Didn't they say they were close? Didn't we? Were
Well, they're
talking
tearing it down. They're building a new baseball field there,
Yeah.
a new Major League Baseball field there. So I guess it's been slowly on the decline for like the last 10 years or so. So,
But I don't know if it's just because it's down at that end or what, because I didn't see anything wrong with it. It still looked the same. It looked clean. So unless there was something I wasn't seeing.
the MGM Grand, I'll give my impressions on it. We paid like an extra $100 for the room that we got. It was like an extra $30 a night for a strip / mountain view room. It was cool waking up in the morning and seeing the mountains and the strip, and it just snowed in the mountains, so it made a really nice scenery. So that was certainly cool that you just kind of wake up in bed, roll over, and you're looking at the snow-capped mountains. That was certainly cool. I felt that was worth an extra $100 for our whole trip. The room, the casino, all very clean. Nice layout and everything. The bed was weird as shit.
The bed was very weird because normally at home over time, you know how your mattresses develop like the divots for your body. So,
yeah, I'm a big guy and Kay has a big butt, so our mattresses.
We just got a new one, so it's not there yet, but yeah. So we have our dips, and then in the middle, like if we try to get closer, there's like a huge hump in the middle, and it's awkward. So, but it was opposite here. It was like the whole bed just kind of
we just kept rolling
down into a
each
valley, and we're just rolling around.
I was like, hey,
this
and we're like right here on each other.
That's different than what we're used to. And the water took like a half hour anytime you want to take a shower to warm up. That was probably my only complaint about the whole place. Is like, where's the hot water?
Yeah, Kat needs her showers hot.
Yeah,
I was taking cold showers almost because I wouldn't sit there and wait for it.
We had to wait for a long time.
The casino is huge, which has its pluses and minuses. Unlimited food options. I mean, I could actually see people that go to the MGM Grand and don't go anywhere else because there's literally entertainment everywhere. There's bars everywhere. There's food everywhere. There's tons of shops, grocery store pretty much in the place. And a lot of these places are open 24 hours a day. So a lot of walking through it. We actually got, even though we stayed there for a couple of days, we were like, oh, which way is this? Which way is that? Their buffet. We might as well talk about the food a little bit. The buffet.
Hold on, Taylor said go see Chippendales. I'll buy you a ticket for that next time.
I told Kat when her and her girlfriend go out there, so why don't you guys go to like Thunder Down Under or something? And she didn't want to go. I personally don't have. I mean, if you like to go there, that's on you. But I'm not down with that. So
Charlie says 3 days in Vegas is more than enough. Flamingo is one of my favorites if you can get the right deal. It's our go-to place for sure. It's just like so central, and
we really know our way around there.
Another thing is, okay, I know everybody knows those cake machines, like the famous cake machines, delicious. At the end of the day, you're like, I want some cake. They aren't down at the other end.
Mm-mm.
And almost always, especially before his diabetes stuff, every night we were sharing cakes. And I'm like, where are the cake machines down here? Because there was one night I'm like, okay, I think the last night I'm like, all right, I finally need something sweet to eat. and there was no cake machines.
No, and you got that big crumb cake, which I was so jealous of until you've been in and it was dry as shit, and you were so
the
upset.
first day we were there, I seen this crumb cake at the food court.
And she's like, dude, I can't stop thinking about that crumb cake.
So
2
the
days
last day,
later,
I'm like, okay, let's go get that, and it was a letdown. I'm like, where's my cake machine?
yeah, no cake machines, and literally at the other end, it's every hotel or every other hotel you would see them
Yeah.
at. What is? So it was very busy and it was very clean. So that was all cool. The gambling sucks in Vegas right now. Not so much in like the high limit room or in Fremont, but like everybody on the strip now, it sucks. If you play blackjack, whether it be video or table, the blackjack odds suck now. They pay 6 to 5. I did go in the high limit room because I do play better 3 to 2, but in there it's minimum $100 a hand, and if you don't have luck, fairly soon, then obviously that can suck real fast. But the odds suck, and now all the roulette wheels they're all triple zeros. So it used to be one green zero and one green double zero. Now they got green triple zeros on there. So
I don't even know what any of that means.
yeah,
I'm a machine girl, even though they suck all the money. Normally he's playing the tables and winning, and I'm on the machines, and of course they're taking my money. So then he'll kind of keep me going because I'm like, I lost all my money in the machine. He'd be like, all right, I won on the tables. Here you go.
So actually, the first day and a half we did go down gambling. We didn't spend any money. We just
started out good.
Yeah, we weren't in the negative at all the first day and a half, and we did a lot of gambling, hours and hours and hours of gambling, and we weren't down any money. I hit 500 on a huff and puff, and you hit a couple hundred here, 100 there. Yeah. We were doing all right.
And then it was just like once we slipped out of that, it was over.
So
Quincy says cake machine blew our minds. It's some good stuff, man. Especially you get a sweet tooth, and it's just like everywhere.
I think her favorite was the carrot cake.
Yeah,
I liked the when I was able to eat them. I liked the tuxedo, the black and white cake. I thought that was good. Man, now you guys all got me thinking about cake.
I know cake. I want some cake. So I didn't even get my cake fix. I did get my hot chocolate fix, but
buffet at the Rio is the best. I've always said I want to go to the Rio. Kat, you've been now the Rio. I don't know the last time you've been there. They're not doing so hot. I guess I hear like a lot of the restaurants, a lot of the places have closed down, and they're supposedly going through like a multi-million or billion-dollar restoration at the. But you can get, I guess, suites out there now for like $20 a night or $30 a night. You've been to Rio, I think, haven't you, Kat?
I don't know. You say that all the time, and I don't remember. I'm not sure.
Because every time
my memory sucks.
Yeah.
Paris looks like day all night. Have you walked through its casino? Yeah, we've been in there.
Oh yeah,
a few times. Yeah.
And I stopped in there and had a drink at the Vanderpump bar. Yeah, we like Paris. Mm-hmm. We always walk through all those because we're the kind of people certainly where we'll just walk through, throw a few bucks in here or there, check everything out, grab a drink, and then on to the next. We kind of just make our rounds.
Yeah, and last year he had a goal to get a cash out voucher from every single casino. We still have them as like a souvenir.
Yeah,
so
I think we got like 35 or something like that.
We've literally been through almost all of them.
So we got a few more. So we got to make a couple more trips out there.
Yeah, we did get a what's the new one? I keep forgetting right across. No. Tropicana. Yeah, we got a new
Mikey himself. I go for the pool parties with like Calvin Harris and Tiesto at Hakkasan. I don't have the whole gambling part. Oh, I don't do the. Hey, Mikey, we certainly.
That's his jam. Yeah, I mean, I like it. I like the pool parties with the music and stuff too. We did that last year.
Yeah, I get into the gambling. I get into the party, and last year David Guetta, and we went to the Skrillex and the Diplo. Certainly, yeah, man, all those parties are cool. And then like when we were in Miami, when we went to the Live nightclub, same thing. But yeah, we get into all those too, man. Skrillex was an amazing. Skrillex and Diplo, those were very amazing pool parties. We won big that night. Yeah,
for a lifetime.
Yeah, for a while. So inside of the MGM, so one of our things when we go to visit new places or different places is most of the time we're just quick eaters. We'll grab a burger somewhere. We'll grab a sliced pizza. We're not fancy smancy, pants by any means, but we always because Kat's simply, if you guys seen any of the pictures I share on Facebook, she's simply adorable when she gets dressed up. So
Mikey said 18-year win. Yep.
yeah, no doubt. So I love seeing Kat get dressed up, and she takes hours to do it, but she looks absolutely amazing. So I like to just, I don't know, I like to go out and show her off for a night. So we'll go out and grab a drink at a fancy place and go grab dinner at a fancy place. But other than that, we're the whole time we're in pants and hoodies or just whatever. So we tried a very famous steakhouse in the MGM Grand, which was part of, and we'll get into a little bit more of this as we go along. But my big thing about staying at MGM Grand is I know they're one of the biggest hotels actually in the world. Stuff like that just intrigues me for whatever reason. Craft Steak by Tom, how do you say?
Colicchio.
Tom Colicchio, which he was the judge on Top Chef. His restaurants in MGM Grand. I wanted to see Carrot Top, which we'll talk about in a minute. They're literally right across the street. And I knew Brad Garrett just opened a brand new comedy club in MGM Grand. I wanted to go to that as well too. So that was the reasoning why we stayed at where we stayed. And I will just kind of share our experiences with you guys on that. I'll let Kat start off. What did you think about the steakhouse? What is your personal review of that steakhouse before I give my 2 cents?
It was good. I don't know why you put me on the spot like this, man. It was good. It was good food. Yeah, we've been leaning towards like every time we go somewhere on a trip or something, we want to, like you said, like one nice dinner, and it's always like a steakhouse.
Yeah.
So that's been like a trend the last couple of years. Is try a new steakhouse. So.
And we're both on the same page. It's usually like filet and potato kind of thing.
So, and we do like the sides, shareable sides and whatever. So, I mean, we did that. We did the steak and potatoes and we shared that. And I got the broccoli. And it was very good. It just, I don't know.
And just so you guys know, when you get those sides, they're like $18 each, but they're totally shareable.
Yeah,
like,
it's a lot.
Even though like the potatoes me and Kat shared, and I ate more than I should have, there was still some left over. I think so. Some of the most recent steakhouses that we've been to, we went to STK in both Vegas and Miami. Echo and Rig. That's in Vegas, but what was in
Tivoli in downtown, or not? Is that downtown? No, it's not downtown. I don't know. Summerlin.
So when you walk in that place, it's kind of cool because they kind of have all the meat on display, and they do a lot of high quality meats there too. And we did Poppy Steak in Miami.
And our go-to one that if we are ever going to go out to dinner around locally to a steakhouse is Cooper's Hawk, which is our favorite here.
And I got to personally say that out of all these that we've been to as of recently, that Craft Steak, the one we just went to, would rank the lowest on the list.
And it's not that because it was bad; it was just, it wasn't as good as the other ones that we've.
I thought the steak portions were a little small and maybe not as flavorful as the other places.
Although they did put like full garlic pieces in there, which I'm a huge fan of. Those were pretty tasty.
Yeah, I don't eat those, but I enjoyed the flavor from them. I gave them to her.
They said Cooper's Hawk, really? Yeah, that's my jam. You can't beat it for like the price, for the goodness of the food.
Yeah, we both enjoy the Parmesan
crusted filet
from there,
medallions,
and we both literally go there, and I might have a drink or two, and it's like $100 for a filet and a side, two sides. I mean, $100. I mean, that's obviously not cheap by any means, but compared to these other places.
Taylor's used to going to probably places like what's those ones in Chicago?
Oh, like Outback and Applebee's.
No. What's that one that you guys used to go to all the time?
Well, that isn't a fancy steakhouse, but Fogo de Chao.
Yeah, that's fancy. No.
Well, no, it's like $50, $60 a person. That's not like super. I mean, if you go to like some of the like Ruth Chris's. I mean, no, we've been to Ruth Chris. Ruth Chris's used to. Ruth Chris is probably still one of my number one top steakhouses, but it's also twice as much money as Cooper Hawks. So, and Cooper Hawks is closer to us. Because believe it or not, we still do everything on a budget. Some people are like, oh, but no,
with a budget.
Yeah, it's
on
definitely.
A budget. How do they say that?
Yeah, STK was amazing both in Miami and Vegas. I'm a big fan of STK. Craft Steak, like I said, to me was just at the bottom of this list. Something that all these steakhouses have in common, especially Poppy Steak, is very, very expensive. So
Yeah.
poppy steak was almost like $400 for two people, and we're not doing like tomahawks or anything like that.
No.
Literally, I think I got like a 10-ounce fillet. She got a petite fillet. We each got a side. I might have had a couple drinks.
Yeah.
So
But that one definitely, the poppy steak in Miami. If we're not talking local Cooper's Hawk.
yeah, if you're staying in Vegas, I recommend. I know Golden's. We got to go to Golden Steer. They've been around forever, and I know that they're absolutely known for having amazing steaks. But too, the STK in Cosmo is a fantastic meal. Just the setting, the music, the lighting, the food. STK is certainly. I mean, it's still like $300 for dinner, but it was certainly a fantastic time. What do you laugh about over there? Somebody's.
Tay says, a budget? Your story don't sound like no budget. Please tell me about this budget.
Hey, we ate at the MGM Grand Buffet.
Mhm.
It's like $30 a person Monday through Thursday, and it's like $40 a person Saturday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or something like that. And we ate at the buffet. It was 60 or $70 for both of us. They had a good spread out for breakfast and lunch when we went there. They had like a live, not a live, but an omelet bar, cooked to order, and like fresh turkey and ham, full salad bar. I mean, the dessert, I walked by the dessert
I
thing.
didn't even go to that side. I just kind of stuck to the breakfast. I mean, it's your standard breakfast. It was good.
Yeah, and it was all fresh.
Yeah.
So I didn't eat none of the desserts, but I don't know. I like to tease myself and go look at all the treats.
Yeah, I didn't even head that way.
But yeah, I mean that was definitely on a budget. The night before that, Kat literally got a piece of pizza for dinner,
from
and
the food court. Yeah,
yeah,
the night
we ate at the
got there.
food court the night before. We definitely one night we're in our sweatpants eating pizza at the food court. The next night, we're dressed up in Cole's best.
Cole's best.
So also in MGM Grand, I don't want to forget, we stopped at Loser's Bar, which we shared a video, I think, of that. Either Kat or I did. We'll share it on our Facebook, Loving It with Scott Kat.
Yeah, Tay
Facebook.
asked about any pictures.
Oh yeah, Taylor, if you're joining us a little bit late, but for anybody,
No, Tay.
but on our podcast group, we'll share some pictures, and we took a couple of videos. I shared some shorts too on YouTube. So we stopped at Loser's Bar before we went to.
Well, we're waiting for our dinner reservations.
Yeah, we're waiting for dinner reservations. That's right in MGM Grand, kind of centrally located. Live band, country band. They were playing good music. We did some requests and had a drink, and we enjoyed ourselves. Everything is very, very expensive. Like it's gotten so unbelievably expensive. I sat in there, and I think I had 2 drinks, and it's like $60 with tip. So it's certainly gotten very, very expensive. What are you laughing about over there, Kat?
Come on, I'm just looking at them.
We also went to Whiskey Down, which was strange. In Vegas, usually my drink of choice if we're going to go have a couple cocktails is Tito's and water. And so I asked the lady, I said, can I have a Tito's and water? She goes, well, just so you know, Tito's is the most. And this is a very fancy bar. Like they had real nice plush sofas and real fancy lighting. They're like, well, just so you know, Tito's is our premium vodka. So it's like $8 or $9 more than Grey.
Which is weird because by us it's not. He
Yeah.
ended up getting Grey Goose, which was cheaper, but
See, so there I am on a budget again.
yeah. So, but where we are, the Grey Goose is where we live. Grey Goose is.
It's not $9 more, but it's usually $1 more or $2 more.
So that was weird. I don't know if that's like that in many other places, but definitely was at that bar.
So yeah, that was definitely strange.
Hold on. If you, Mikey himself says, if you get bored with just steak, just start checking off Michelin stars.
There was a Michelin star restaurant in MGM Grand, Joel Ruba. Remember we walked by it, Joel Ruba?
Oh yeah.
Rubicana or something. Well, see, I'm a very simple eater. Cat will get a little adventurous, but I mean, a really well cooked steak for me is I'm usually good with. But
Quincy said Paris has Gordon Ramsay. Sounds the same experience. Too much hype. It should have been better.
And I've heard that, and we heard that about Hell's Kitchen too. And we'll make our rounds, and like I said, every time we go to one fancy joint. So we'll certainly want to check out both of those just to have our own experience. But I've heard certainly hit or miss, just like you're saying. We ate at okay. So then the next day we went over to Luxor. which for you guys that don't know, that's the pyramid building with the huge light that shoots up straight in the sky. We had a drink, went to Diablo's Cantina, stopped for just one drink before the Carrot Top show.
Yeah.
I don't get huge into Mexican food. Kat was going crazy. She's like,
it
that looks
looked
good. That looks
amazing,
good.
But and he don't eat it, and we were going to eat after the show. Plus, I feel like we ate so much. Every time we go to Vegas, it's just like food, food, food. So I wasn't prepared to like right then to eat, and they were serving like these huge plates of Mexican food. I'm like, that looks so good, but I didn't get any.
So if I have to recommend a must do in Vegas, it's certainly Carrot Top. He's been performing at the Luxor for almost 18 years, and like in Vegas altogether for like 25 years. And then just doing a little bit of research, he just extended his stay at Luxor to 2030. But it was funny as shit. Tickets range. It was like $200 for both of us to go. I paid extra so we could be front row. I always just hope for interaction. I like to be that guy. So
yeah, he do.
We go to the comedy clubs and that, and if I get drawn on stage or interacted with, I always got shit to talk to people. So and actually did. He came up and gave me a hug, and we talked a little shit to each other.
Yeah, he was like laying his head on him.
Yeah, Carrot Top was laying his head on me.
Yeah. He seems like such a cool guy. So he for years he's been like, I want to go see Carrot Top. I want to go see Carrot Top. And I'm like, why? I don't. Why would you want to see that? I mean, I never really followed him or any. Just seen clips of, blips of him here and there. Never paid much attention.
And Kat's usually down for anything. If I'm like, hey, dude, let's go do this. She's like, hey, whatever.
That doesn't even sound, no, I don't want to do that. So we didn't. But then my best friend, I was out there, it was her birthday. And she's like, I've been wanting to see him for years. I bought tickets. I'm like, oh my God, Scott's going to be so mad at me. So then after I seen it, I was like, oh my God, it's amazing. And he's like, of course it was. And you want to go see it with me. So we went. So
I'm at home with the kids, and she's out there visiting her girlfriend. So she calls me. She's like, so we're going to go see Carrot Top tonight. And I was like, dude, F off. I've been asking you for like the last 3 years. Let's go there. She's like, well, I'm going to go because she really wants to go. So then the show ended later. So me and the kids were in bed. I talked to her the next day. I was like, so does it suck? She's like, yeah, it was awesome. I was like, oh, so we finally went and see it, and it was great. It was funny because everybody's laughing their ass off, and it was a great show. But so I always try to get my seat on the very end because I'm tall and I like that place to put my legs. So we're sitting in the second row from the stage, and I'm on the very end. And then Kat sits next to me. This chick was sitting next to Kat. Then her boyfriend, her husband, was sitting next to her. So that dude was acting kind of strange during the whole thing. Yeah. I had to leave in the middle of the show to go to the bathroom, and I seen the dude in the bathroom, and he's just kind of like looking up. I was like, man, it's a funny ass show, right? He goes, dude, I took so many mushrooms, I don't even know where the fuck I'm at right now. He was gone. And then we never seen him the rest of the show.
Yeah, it was funny. But yeah, so now I follow Carrot Top on Instagram, and I went through and
on the plane ride back, you were watching his interviews.
Him and Joe Rogan. It was like a 2.5-hour interview. I watched it. I'm like a huge fan of his now. Yeah. Like I feel like he just seems like he's a real cool dude. So, and then so one of my customers from the years from the bar messaged, he's like, hey, we're heading into Vegas. The day we were leaving, he's messaging me, hey, we're heading into Vegas. What is some things that you would highly recommend? And I was like, well, we just got done seeing Carrot Top. You got to see him. I said, I've seen him twice and he's a great time. So then he wrote me back. He's like, we've seen him and it was great.
So, like I said, it's around $200. The tickets look very appealing when you start out because they're like, oh, $69, $79, $89. So I picked the $89 one because it put us the closest we could. But then when they add the fees, it ended up being like $230 or something.
But honestly, I mean, it's not like a huge theater. And I told him this. He's like, I booked almost the front row. And I'm like, it's not that big of a theater. I think any seat in the house would be good, to be honest with you. Like it wasn't that big to where you would feel like too far away.
I like being right up in the shit though. That's just how I am. But no, that was if you get into raunchy comedy, it's certainly a good time. So
that's what I said. That's what I said when I sent the recommendation. I said it's a little inappropriate at times. So if you guys aren't bothered by that.
In all fairness, my feeling is that if you're going to Vegas, you get into a little bit shady shit. You know what I mean? Because that's kind of what the city's about. So it's on my must-do list.
Mikey said, shoot, you're all in Chicago. My wife and I would be in Lima. Like
Oh,
every
yeah.
menu change. Do you know what that is in Chicago?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
Is that French for Burger King? No, I've never. Yeah, well, we live an hour south of Chicago. Kat doesn't go to Chicago very often. Like if we go to a fancy dinner or something, then I take her out. I'm in Chicago every day.
And then
I don't get to eat at fancy restaurants all the time.
Kevin says Cooper's what? Must have opened that after we moved. It's called Cooper's Hawk Winery, and yeah, they make their own in-house wine.
Mm-hmm. And it's not bad. Two full steak meals with a couple of sides, and I usually get a drink or two. And with tip, you're like at $100, $110.
Yeah. And it's good food. Yeah, for sure.
We went up to Fremont Street, which we go on every trip. We're both big fans of Fremont Street, the stage performers, the canopy up above. We didn't have terrible luck out there. We walked through 4 or 5 different.
Oh, Mike said it's a Michelin 3-star. Like 1 of 5 in the U.S.
Oh, well, we might have to check it maybe on our anniversary. When's our anniversary, Kat?
I don't know. I think we're the only people in the world that don't actually know our anniversary
Yeah.
day. We know like a roundabout. Wait,
Yeah.
when was it again?
Oh, shit, I don't know.
January.
Sometime.
Also, like this month might be.
Yeah.
our
Oh, happy
anniversary.
anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Oh,
Yeah, we're like the only people that don't like have an anniversary day.
cheers. Here's the 12 years. Woo, look at us, guys.
Well, now you got to take me out for dinner there.
What time's Burger King close? Let's wrap this up. So Fremont Street, we always have a good time. If you guys haven't been out to Vegas or Fremont Street, it's certainly worth a trip out
We
there
go
at
there
least.
just about every time. We had breakfast there too. What's that place called?
The-
Everybody knows of it.
The Binions Cafe.
Yeah, we had
So-
breakfast there. That was actually a good breakfast.
And it wasn't terrible. I mean, terrible by Denny's prices, but I mean, we both ate breakfast there for like $40.
Yeah.
But no, if you haven't been out to Vegas or you haven't been out to Fremont Street, if you've never been there, I certainly recommend doing it at night. It's a lot busier, and they always have like live bands on stages playing or DJs, and the light show and stuff is really cool. This was actually the first time I've ever went during the day, and I still had a good time. So we went out there, and then we went out to Red Rocks for a while to hang out with her friend. And then we ate at the Yard House at Red Rock, which is
Yeah, usually when I'm in Vegas, we go there because my girlfriend, that's her casino, and they eat there a lot. So we always usually go play bingo and gamble one day, and then we'll eat at Yard House.
Well, yeah, we went. Did you say it was buy one get one free or about half off?
Oh no, it was
We got a shitload of food, and it wasn't.
no, it was happy hour, half price
Oh, yeah.
appetizers. So everybody ordered appetizers. We had like an entire table.
Yeah, and
full
the
of
pretzels are like this big,
appetizers.
and chicken tenders and cheese curds, and
The spinach dip is not where it's at.
the cheese curds are phenomenal.
Yeah.
Though, so,
Don't get the spinach dip.
but yeah, we all ate to our heart's content, and there was food left over too, and it wasn't very much money at all. So, so if you go to Red Rock, and that's a beautiful casino too. So a very clean, cool, laid back atmosphere.
Like you said, it's a whole experience. I can't. What is the name?
We'll have to look that up.
Yeah.
We're gonna go. I'm gonna make a reservation there, Mikey, based on your recommendation. I am always up for a good time.
Quincy's going to Joe Coy this week, and that'll be a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Tay and Micah are 6 years in March. Oh wait, is our anniversary?
It's sometime between October and January, right?
It's somewhere in there.
That's funny.
Or maybe technically we should have 2 then.
Did Taylor say 5 years or 6 years?
6 years.
6 years in March. Yep, time flies, man, when you're having fun.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a couple of last things. We try to keep these around an hour and 15 minutes or so. So we appreciate you guys hanging out with us. But a few more things we talk about is Brad Garrett's Comedy Club and MGM Grand was an absolute fabulous time. We both that was another reason we went to stay at the MGM Grand. We're both fans of Brad Garrett. We're both fans of comedy clubs in general, and that was another thing. Same thing, like $60, $70, $80 a seat. I once again picked the very front seat, hoping to have some kind of communication with the We didn't, but there was a guy, a sister.
He sat right on the stage, and I'm like, we're gonna be literally be looking at their nose hairs, and I'm like, are you sure you want to sit there? Because the guy is like, you guys can sit back here if you want,
No.
and he's like, no, I want the opportunity to maybe interact, and so we were literally like,
Because I got a lot of shit on the tip of my tongue. I can go right with these
and so
guys.
we were on one end of the stage, and they went. There was a family, a mom and a dad, and a brother and a sister, and so they were on the other stage, and the other end of the stage, and they kind of all pretty much stayed there all night.
Yeah.
So
But it was still a good time.
He likes the attention. I'm like, please don't look at me, don't talk to me, because that could be embarrassing. Quincy says we love comedians. Have been to Kevin Hart, John Mulaney, Wanda Sykes, Angela Johnson recently. Oh, what happened?
So for the people, we're on Spotify now. For the people not watching, it just stopped my Spotify recording, saying the maximum recording time for segments is 60 minutes.
Uh-oh.
Keep an eye on the clock. I did not know that because this is the first time that we're recording both to YouTube and to Spotify. So you can catch, if you would like to catch the first 60 minutes of this podcast, check it out on Spotify.
That's crazy. I wouldn't have ever thought that.
Yeah. So this episode will be aired on Spotify, which I'll load it when we're done with this. So it'll be either available later tonight or tomorrow, for sure. So definitely Brad Garrett's Comedy Club. We thought was a good time. There was 3 or 4 different comedians.
Yeah. 1
girl and 2 or 3 guys. They were all certainly funny in their own way. We had a great time there. Drinks very expensive there. Pretty much for the guys that like to go out and have some drinks. Anywhere that you go and order a drink, like a bar or comedy club, any mixed drink is all $15 to $30 depending on where you're going, and every beer is $5 to $15.
What happened to the day? Wasn't there a time in Vegas where you could go the route? I mean, like everything was cheap. They just wanted you to gamble. Now it's like, no, we want you to gamble and pay top dollar for everything else.
Yeah, and it sucks too. Is a lot of places now charge for parking in Vegas. Obviously, that doesn't bother us, but for the people driving in, now they're trying to get everybody for $10, $15, $20 a night in parking, which Vegas always used to be free parking. So, man, they're making money hand over fist. I mean, obviously, Vegas wasn't built on a bargain, but it's funny because every time we go, it seems like they're getting an extra $1 or $2 out of us in some way. So.
Yeah, every time we come home, he's like, "Ouch, that hurt," and then I need a break from that for a while. We can't do that for a while, and then just like the last time we were there 2 months ago, and then he's like, "Nope, I need to go back to Vegas." I'm like, "Okay, your short-term memory."
Yeah, I love Vegas. I honestly,
it's a good time. Yeah.
It's nice. I get away from work for a couple of days. We both get to go spend some adult time together. Get away from the kids for a couple of days.
It's nice. Like I feel like you just keep going there and you'll never run out of things to do. Like
yeah,
there's always,
because we were literally right before we got in here, we're talking about, hey, next time we go, we need to check this out because there's literally a lot of shit to do out there.
Mark Fox tapped on. Howdy.
Hey, Mark, what's going on, brother? Another one of our Patreon members. Certainly appreciate Mark. Keep an eye on the Patreon page, brother. I am dropping some stuff on there in the next couple of days and certainly dropping a video on Clips RP 1600s. And just some other stuff, maybe a little bit edgier stuff. I maybe be talking a little bit of shit on there. So the Patreon page would be kind of like a free-for-all for us. So this is more of a family-oriented podcast. The Patreon might be a little bit edgier. So certainly appreciate that, guys. I believe that we have pretty much covered everything. We try to do our best to keep these around an hour or so. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us on a Wednesday night. I will be back on Friday night with Dylan from Buckeye Amps. We got a whole episode lined up for that. Got a lot of cool questions, a lot of good. Put your thinking caps on. We're all going to learn something on Friday night. Kat will be in her pajamas, though, working a computer. She'll be out of camera, but certainly hanging out with us as well. She's certainly a big help. And if you guys have any questions for us, email us or let us know. We're always down for entertaining. Get back to the community. If you guys want to see somebody on the podcast, whether it's on our Wednesday night one or on our Friday night one or on a Patreon one or whatever, we're here to just hang out and have a good time with everybody.
Like I said, I missed your streams over the holidays. Glad you had a great time in Vegas. Great stream. Thank you. Thanks.
Awesome, Max. Thanks, brother, for hanging out.
Hanging out with us all the time.
Yep. So, all right, Mark Fox says his screen name changed, which kind of threw me off the other day because I was on something else and I seen that come through. What happened to your other account, Mark, somebody hack you or something, buddy? So anyway, if you guys want to reach out to us, living it with Scott and Kat at Gmail is certainly a good way. I was literally just going through emails right before this of guys that had questions for Dylan coming up on Friday. If you haven't, join our Facebook group. We're dropping anything new that's going on with the channel, whether it's something we got going on, or even if you're part of the community, just share what you got going on. It's a super cool, no judgment zone. Say what's ever on your mind. Anything goes. We don't give a shit kind of thing. If you guys are enjoying yourself here, we certainly appreciate the subscribes, the like, helps us out on the channel. To all our Patreon members, we certainly appreciate the extra support from you guys. Our big event coming up together, which now that Kat helps me out so much with it, I can say it's our event. We host this event together now. Base brings us together. And anything else you would like to add in, my dear? I'm super excited. We're on Spotify, guys. So literally for the people that didn't listen the whole time, you can watch us, obviously, on YouTube, hear us in that, or you can listen to us in your car on Spotify, or if you want to catch a special episode.
But I guess now we got to figure out how to. We're legit going to have to keep it under an hour if you want the whole thing to be on there.
That is strange. I'm gonna have to look into that. So we're still learning stuff as we go. Like I just upgraded our StreamYard thing a couple of weeks ago to the premium. For the HD. So hopefully our video is cool with you guys. And I got YouTube Premium, and now I've got the Spotify Podcasters account. So between work, which takes all my time, and Kat and the kids that take any free time I have, still trying to figure in, to provide better entertainment for you guys. Because literally Kat and I bounce ideas off each other all the time of stuff we should talk about. If you're getting an answer back on our Facebook group or from our email, it's either from Kat or myself. We try to get back to everybody. I've sent a couple of emails to the one guy that won our giveaway. He will not write us back. The other girl that won, she got her gift right away. And then
we're waiting on Mikey.
Yeah, we're giving up with the earpods. Kat, we'll get those to you. I'll get that to you. And
he said he's been busy with work.
Yeah, and hey, I can appreciate that. So no, the giveaway went absolutely perfect. So we'll plan something else in the future. Every week we seem to get more subscribers, more comments, and it certainly makes us feel good about what we're doing. So if there's anything you guys want to see, don't be ashamed. Shoot us a message, be like, hey, let's talk about this. Let's talk about that. Pretty much on this format, we're done for talking about anything except for like religion and politics. On a Patreon, I might mention politics or something because not that we feel strongly the way, we just feel that we're equally getting screwed from either side. So that's just kind of how we are. We got people that have got mad at us for not talking about that stuff. But all right. Peace out, guys. Have a good Wednesday night. An hour and 9 minutes. That's not bad. Sometimes I drag you guys on for like an hour and a half, or sometimes we only give you 45. So we are New Year's resolution. We're keeping these around an hour. See you guys in 2 nights. Dropping videos on Patreon in a day or two. More content coming your guys' way. Peace out. Love you guys.
Bye.
Oh, do I have an outro for this? Oh, these are B-roll. Do I have an outro for this? No?
No.
No. Okay.
All right, toodles.
This is our outro.